darknet and internal security threat. डार्कनेट समझते हैं क्या होता है, डार्कनेट या डार्क वेब समझते हैं क्या होता है. बट बिफोर वी अंडरस्टैंड डार्कनेट एंड डार्क वेब, लेट्स फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड सरफेस वेब, डीप वेब, एंड देन वी विल गो टू डार्क वेब और डार्कनेट. ओके, देखो, व्हेन यू गो ऑनलाइन एंड हाउ डू यू गो ऑनलाइन? यू यूज अ ब्राउजर. आप क्रोम, गूगल क्रोम पे गए, या फिर आप माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एज पे गए, या फिर मोजिल्ला फायरफॉक्स पे, या फिर इफ यू आर यूजिंग iPad और MacBook, you may be using Safari. मतलब MacBook पे जैसे मैं तो Chrome ही यूज करता हूँ because I'm more used to it. You're using those browsers, so you go there and you type in URL google.com. It takes you to a web page, जो सर्च इंजन का, गूगल सर्च इंजन का वेब पेज है, और you type levelupias.com and you come to the web page of levelupias.com. ये सारी जो वेब पेजेस है ना, they are part of surface web, which are accessible to everyone through a common browser. This is part of surface web. Anyone can just go to the browser. There's no restriction and access those web pages. Specialized softwares are not needed. Any browser you will be able to use, and specialized permissions are not needed. Got it? But consider this scenario. Let's say Tarun has a bank account. Tarun का बैंक अकाउंट है? कौन से बैंक में? चलो मान लेते हैं ICICI है ना. उसके बैंक अकाउंट किस में है वो उसका प्राइवेट मैटर है, हम उसे पब्लिक नहीं करते हैं ना. लेट्स अज्यूम इट्स ICICI. ICICI में तो नहीं है ना. लेट्स अज्यूम इट्स ICICI. अब व्हेन ही एक्सेसेस ICICI तो जाता है and types ICICI.com. He goes to the web page of ICICI Bank. That is part of surface web. Anyone can go there. But he then logs in and goes to his account. उसके अंदर वाली चीजों पे क्या कोई भी जा सकता है? नहीं ना. Those web pages where his information are mentioned, or ICICI Bank may have created a lot of background pages for processing and everything, which other people are not able to access. Only authorized people are allowed to access those pages. That is part of deep web. That is part of deep web. So deep web also you will access through normal browsers. Chrome से या बाकी चीजों से आप access करोगे. But they are not indexed pages. Like that is, आप उस पे just by clicking on some link you cannot reach those pages. है ना? Those are authorized pages where you have to log in, you will have to get permission, and then you will access those pages. Most of the pages on internet are deep web. We browse through surface web easily, but then in the back end, say ICICI.com is one page, one web page. But in the background, for so many customers, for so many other things, there is so much of pages available, which we cannot access just like that. That is part of deep web. But deep web भी आपने कैसे access किया? You used Chrome or you used some वैसे वाला tool ही है ना. If government tomorrow wants कि तरुण ने कौन सा website visit किया, government may go to internet service provider and ask it कि भाई तरुण कौन कौन से web pages पे जा रहा है. Tarun, what was the last web page that you visited? ICICI या ICIC है ना. तो ICUC IS ये मरवाएगा. तरुण का अलग ही सीन है. तरुण तुम कौन है? नहीं, तुम ऐसी वेबसाइट पे क्यों जा रहे हो? सवाल ये है. ओके, तो गवर्नमेंट कैन नो दिस. तरुण में डिसाइड आज शाम को, नहीं आज तो मैं इनकॉग्निटो मोड में जाके देख, अरे कुछ भी दिख सकता है. बट इफ गवर्नमेंट वांट्स, वो इनकॉग्निटो मोड पे गया तो है, बट इंटरनेट तो एयरटेल प्रोवाइड कर रहा है या जियो प्रोवाइड कर रहा है. तो हिज ब्राउजर इज नॉट स्टोरिंग एनी इंफॉर्मेशन कि वेयर ही वेंट, बट जियो नोज कि ये जियो दंदनादन कहां कर रहा था. जियो knows it all and Jio can give it to government, राइट। आईसीआईसीआई बैंक के कौन से डीप वेब में गया है? जियो कैन जियो विल नॉट बी एबल टू एक्सेस दोस पेजेस, बट जियो कैन से कि आईसीआईसीआई बैंक में लॉग इन किया है, इधर इधर गया है. तो गवर्नमेंट कैन ट्रैक ऑल दीज थिंग्स and government can take action accordingly. If let's say IS जो टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है उसी का कोई वेब पेज है, पब्लिक वेब, एंड तरुण रोज विजिट कर रहा है, इन दैट सिनेरियो तरुण यूजिंग क्रोम विजिट कर रहा है, the government can track कि this IP address is being visited by which users in India. It can happen. Okay, तो it does not ensure anonymity. दो तरुण में थिंक कि इनकॉग्निटो हो गया तो एनोनिमस हो गया, नहीं. तरुण इनकॉग्निटो होने का बस मतलब ये है, if someone will access your computer in future, they would not get to know which are the websites you visited, or Google does not keep that in history. Okay, इनकॉग्निटो होने का मतलब ये नहीं है कि no one is knowing where you are going. तो इनकॉग्निटो मोड में भी if you visit ISIS, you will be in trouble. If you visit कोई डीप वेब वाला सेक्शन, you will be in trouble. Right? Incognito mode is not ensuring anonymity as such. So, did we understand what is surface web and what is deep web? अभी हम darknet पे आते हैं, dark web पे आएंगे. We'll come to that. But we have clarity on surface web and deep web. Okay. So एक बार let's see what is there in our notes. The part of internet accessible through easily searchable domain names like levelupias.com, google.com is part of surface web. It is facilitated by a DNS system. तो DNS system क्या होता है? जैसे ना levelupias.com is not how addresses are given. Addresses are given in the form of IP address. तो levelupias.com आपने जब ब्राउजर पे सर्च किया तो उसका IP एड्रेस क्या है वो DNS सिस्टम आपके ब्राउजर को बताएगा, एंड देन फ्रॉम दैट IP एड्रेस हमारे सर्वर से इंफॉर्मेशन विल बी डिस्प्लेड ऑन योर ब्राउजर. Is part DNS that converts these names to IP addresses. To access surface web, you can use simple browsers like Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Safari, etc. Now, deep web is located beyond surface web, where the websites are not indexed and require specific access permission. This includes database holding sensitive information such as bank records, confidential health data, along with internet system used by government and businesses. It is that part of the internet that you can't reach out through search engines. If you want to go to the account detail page of Tarun, अब जाके Google पे सर्च करो ICICI Bank account details of Tarun. Will Google search be able to take you to that web page? No, they'll not be able to take it because it's part of deep web, where Google may send you to ICICI Bank के home page. जाओ वहां लॉग इन करो, है ना. तरुण का आईडी आपको पता है तो करो, देखो, बट इट विल नॉट बी एबल टू गिव यू अदर इन्फॉर्मेशन. इट इज दैट पार्ट ऑफ द इंटरनेट दैट यू कांट रीच आउट थ्रू सर्च इंजन. Just by Google search you can't reach there. It includes pages which we can only find if we register or sign. Okay, so surface web and deep web, these two things are clear. देखो, terrorists in the past, when darknet was not that common, used normal communication mechanism, and government could catch them, government could get hold of them. But then there is a concept of darknet or dark web. Now, what is darknet or dark? Darknet or dark web is that part of internet which you cannot just access through any browser. आप let's say darknet पे एक पेज है abc.onion, वो डोमेन वहां पे यूज होता है. Onion domain is one of the domains that is used there. Now, if you go and type it on your Google Chrome, आप Google Chrome पे जाके levelupias.com टाइप कर रहे हो, you're able to go to levelupias.com. If Google Chrome पे आप जाओ और टाइप करो abc.onion, you'll not be able to go to that web page because that web page is part of darknet and it is not accessible through this browser. आप डार्क वेब को नॉर्मल ट्रेडिशनल ब्राउजर से एक्सेस कर ही नहीं सकते. Even if you have login, even if you have all the authority and all, you will not be able to use that. Why? Because जो वेब पेज बना हुआ है डार्क वेब, it has been designed ki these softwares, Chrome is also software, will not be able to access me. It will not be able to access me. Why? Because it will allow access to through only those browsers through which tracking is difficult. Dark web is part of the system where they want that no one should be able to track what's going on. Now, Chrome से आप क्या access कर रहे हो, Geo can track it. Your internet service provider and thus government can track which website you are visiting. तो जो dark web के web pages हैं वो Chrome से accessible नहीं होंगे. They'll be accessible through other browsers which have much higher amount of encryption, which do a lot of routing, so that identifying where the traffic originated, where it ended is difficult. Where is the server located for this web page? जैसे अभी आप levelupias.com पे जाओगे, perhaps हम Amazon Web Services यूज करते हैं, तो Amazon के जहां सर्वर्स होंगे वहां पे वो होस्टेड हो. I'm sorry. यार मेरे लिए ग्रीन टी भिजवा देना. हाँ, तो बट हम क्या बात कर रहे थे? हाँ, Amazon Web Services पे government can track it and experts can tell you that. But when you visit, suppose we have a dark web पे भी page, है ना? Dark web पे भी web page है हमारा. If you access that, first you will not be able to access it through Chrome. You will have to go to specialized browsers. like browser होता है जैसे Tor, TOR, the Onion router. It's a browser. Green tea. You'll have to access it through that. And then who has access? Where is the web page hosted? Knowing that is very difficult, because the communication between the server and the user जो Tor browser पे जाके उस web page पे गया, that communication is not straightforward. जैसे if you go to Chrome and type levelupias.com, तो levelupias.com का जो server है वहां से information is reaching you and it can be studied, it can be tracked. You have accessed levelupias.com. But same thing, suppose we have a website called levelupias.onion. The domain name, which is one of the domain names which is used in darknet, and you are using Tor browser. If you go on Tor browser and go to this web page, now first government will not be able to track easily कि किसने ये web page access किया है. Second, it will not even be able to track where is that web page hosted. Where is that web page? Because when this communication is taking place, it's not taking place in a straightforward manner. It is routed through many different pathways, and thus tracking it is difficult. This traffic is routed through many different pathways, and thus tracking where it originated, where it ended is difficult. Who's the user? Knowing that is also difficult, because Tor does not allow the internet service provider to track which web pages are you visiting. Your internet service provider will not be able to do that. Now you'll ask, sir, what was? अब पता है Tor, this methodology was developed by US military. Why would US military develop this methodology? Yeah, they would not want internet service provider to know what they're doing. They would not want that, right? But now illegal purpose के लिए this is being used and is creating problems. Are we getting broad idea about what dark web or dark net is? है ना? देखो पहले समझना जरूरी है, then what are its problems, what are its solution, what is the way forward, that we can very easily understand if we understand the exact concept of what dark web or dark net is. Okay, so let's come here. Dark net consists of concealed segment of internet which eludes conventional search engine and browsers. जैसे google.com पे जाके, Google सर्च इंजन पे जाके आप कोई वेब पेज सर्च करना चाहोगे, आप जाके वहां पे Google सर्च पे जाके, जैसे if I go to Google search, देखो this is a browser, Chrome is a browser, this is the search engine वाला पेज. If I type here let's say LevelUp IAS, आपने ये सर्च किया है ना, you're able to go to this web page, search engine आपको लिंक दे रहा है. But if you do the same thing, if I go here and search for a dark web page, Google search will not be able to give me result for that, because Google search, why is it able to give results? Because it has indexed, crawled all those pages, processed all those pages, but it is not able to index and process pages in darknet. Okay, so if I come back here, it's concealed segment of internet which eludes conventional search engines and browsers. तो सर्च इंजन भी वहां तक आपको नहीं, लेवल अप आईएएस पे पहुंचा पाया, बट डार्क वेब के वेब पेजेस पे नहीं पहुंचा पाएगा, और द ब्राउजर आल्सो, क्रोम ब्राउजर से यू कैन नॉट एक्सेस डार्क वेब और डार्कनेट. दिस सेगमेंट इज एक्सेसिबल ओनली थ्रू स्पेशलाइज्ड ब्राउजर्स. फॉर एग्जांपल, एक ब्राउजर इज tor. ऐसे देयर आर अदर ब्राउजर्स आल्सो, स्पेशलाइज्ड ब्राउजर्स through which you will be able to access dark web or darknet. Are we getting it? So if you're asked what is darknet, what is dark web, you will say it is the concealed section of web which is not accessible through traditional browsers. It can only be accessed through specialized softwares or specialized browsers. One example is tor. These consist of unsearchable, you cannot search these web pages, encrypted sites used to avoid tracking. Initially, it was designed to ensure secure, encrypted, anonymous communication, particularly for government and military purposes, but for today, it has become synonymous with the criminal activities. Now, how is anonymity ensured in darknet? We're saying that darknet, when you are communicating, when you are doing something, it's anonymous. Tracking is difficult. I'm not saying tracking is impossible. Please note it. Tracking is difficult. It's difficult because एक तो specialized browser. Now, this browser was originally developed for by US military for secure communication. It anonymizes users and websites. So if let's say I'm using Tor browser and I want to go visit some web page. So first, when I'm sending a message that I want to go to this web page, when the signal is traveling through to reach that place, it has anonymized it. In between, if you catch that signal, if you catch that information, you will not know who has requested for it and where is it going. Everything is encrypted in that sense. So it uses Tor originally, which anonymizes user as well as website. It has anonymized me as well as website by routing traffic through multiple layers of encryption, concealing identities and location. From where someone is accessing the website, where is website hosted, all those things are concealed, are difficult to track. The one mechanism, one thing that ensures anonymity is the Tor browser. Another thing is the domain, onion domain. Tor also, तो जैसे आप normally जाओगे .com वाले domain पे, LevelUp IAS.com domain पे या फिर Google.com domain पे, तो these web pages are made in a particular way by particular mechanism, and वहां पे the kind of encryption, the kind of anonymity which is needed on dark web is not available. But if you'll go to .onion domain, Tor also supports website using .onion domains, which further bolster anonymity by making it exceedingly difficult to trace their origin and operational country. So these web pages, जैसे levelupias.com कहाँ hosted है, people can get to know that. But आप onion domain वाले web pages पे जब जाओगे, it is difficult to even know where it is hosted. The above setup requires specific darknet browsers and exclude conventional search engines like Google or Bing. What is the main attraction of dark web or darknet? It is anonymity. Now, this anonymity can be good also. Suppose you become a civil servant tomorrow. Fine. आपका क्या नाम है? Chandan. Chandan becomes a civil servant tomorrow, and Chandan is an honest civil servant. है ना? चंदन के साथ तरुण भी काम करता है, highly corrupt. Let's say तरुण, तुम्हें भी सिविल सर्वेंट बना रहे हैं, पहले उस बात पे खुश हो कि तुम बन गए, हाईली करप्ट, एंड चंदन वांट्स कि वो तरुण को एक्सपोज करे, तो इतना करप्ट आदमी है, फ्रॉड आदमी है, चोर आदमी है, तरुण सब अज्यूम कर, आई एम नॉट कॉलिंग यू करप्ट, चोर, अज्यूम कर, तो ऐसा इंसान. अब इफ चंदन डज इट पब्लिकली, इफ चंदन एक्सपोजेस हिम थ्रू सम सरफेस वेब वेबसाइट, ब्लॉग लिख के है किसी भी तरह से, it is possible कि टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करके he can be tracked. But if Chandan goes on dark web and posts it there, then it will be difficult for anyone to know who has given this proof, given this information. Tarun will not be able to harass Chandan. In fact, जब तरुण को ऊपर एक्शन होगा, रात में चंदन के साथ बैठ के दारू पिएगा, यार मेरे साथ पता नहीं किसने कर. तो whistleblowers, activists, journalists in dictatorial regime where journalists are not able to function freely, they'll be able to communicate, they'll be able to pass information, they'll be able to report using dark web or darknet. It is facilitated through this thing. So a use of applications like secure drop, the communication can happen using application like secure drop where no one is able to identify you where you are. Then entities like Facebook, they have also created onion domain ke web pages for countries where Facebook ka use is banned. Let's say tomorrow India prohibits, bans ki Facebook allowed hi nahi. So if you go to facebook.com, your internet service provider will say this is not allowed in your region. You will not be able to use Facebook. So Facebook has done what? Facebook has also created onion domain. Darknet pe jao and then onion domain pe jaake Facebook use. So some of these tech companies are also creating their web pages to provide services in those regions where their services are banned. And then there are criminal involved in illegal activities. So piracy, organized crime, terrorism, they also get done through dark web. Now, terrorist organizations are especially becoming very efficient. Cybersecurity experts and cyber criminals are also very active on dark web. Hackers are active on dark web to identify faults, to identify tools which can be used to break into a secure system. They will be able to communicate that on dark web. There will be forums on dark web. On forums mein there will be hundreds of participants where these informations are getting shared. All that is happening on dark web because they also need anonymity. So the whistleblowers, activists needed anonymity. These service providers needed anonymity because those service in that country it was not available and they also needed it. So why regulating darknet is difficult? Regulating it is difficult because of several layers of encryption, anonymity has been ensured, and that's why who is doing something is difficult to know. Then here, monetary transaction is now happening mostly through crypto. They're also knowing money is going to whose account is difficult. Then sometimes the operations are trans-border, like hackers all over the world organize and information is being sent from Germany to India. But no one would know where it is originating, where it is going. And there is the privacy paradox also. What is this privacy paradox? It is this. When we spoke about why anonymity is crucial, so we spoke about some good things also. And we wanted that Chandan's information remain anonymous. While he's being exposed, his information remains anonymous. This is what we wanted. We wanted this to happen. But at the same time, we don't want criminals to remain anonymous. Right? Some terrorist to remain anonymous. So government wants that dark web should not be allowed. Darknet should not be allowed because it may be used for illegal purposes. But then there is also an aspect of freedom of expression where activists, journalists, whistleblowers would want, it should be there. It is ensuring freedom of expression. It is ensuring my privacy while I'm expressing those things. So there is this privacy paradox which makes regulating it difficult because government jaise regulation badhana chahega, there will be freedom of expression activists who will say, no, what you're doing is wrong. It's against freedom of expression. We are becoming a dictatorial regime. So this is another reason why the regulation of darknet is difficult. Now, different ways in which darknet can impact India's internal security. एक तो cyber crimes हैं ही, the cyber criminals get better organized, get tools, get information through dark web easily. Then dark web enables a number of illegal activities, terrorism, drug trafficking, weapon trafficking. So now weapons are not directly being passing through dark web, but information, where it is being sold, where it is coming, where is drugs going, where it's coming, who will supply it to you, all that thing can happen online. All the coordination can happen online. Terrorist groups have expanded their cyber capabilities using dark web for recruitment drives, fundraising, operational planning, propaganda dissemination. Radicalization of youth has increased through darknets. Organized crimes like drug sales and counterfeit currency circulation is also perpetuated here. It can also be violating privacy rather than internal security. In terms of nation को कैसे impact कर रहा है, individuals get impacted a lot. जैसे in October 2023 एक organization है US का, Resecurity. It's a cyber security firm of US. It made a revelation: personally identifiable information of more than 80 crore Indians. Passports, Aadhaar, etc. were peddled on dark web, were being made away. तो हमारा आधार information, हमारा passport information, 80 crore, like perhaps it covers many of us also, is there on the dark. So it's not only violating privacy, but it may also be a security threat. Why would it be security threat? If मेरा passport और मेरा आधार information किसी के पास है, उनके लिए उसका duplicate बनाना बहुत easy है. Using a different photo, they can enter the country and they can create problems in the country. Then sexual harassment, including child sexual harassment, can happen through dark web. Those videos may be circulated, those videos may be sent from one place to another. It may also challenge sanctity of exams. जैसे अभी in June 2024, UGC net question paper was leaked on the darknet. A part of UGC net paper was leaked on the darknet. So darknet has the potential of creating many challenges, many issues. Are we all able to understand this? ये साइंस एंड टेक के लिए भी इंपॉर्टेंट है. कंप्यूटर एंड आईटी इज मेंशन इन योर सिलेबस, एंड इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी वाले सेक्शन के लिए भी दिस टॉपिक इज क्रूशियल, दिस टॉपिक इज इंपॉर्टेंट. तो हाउ कैन डार्क वेब, डार्कनेट बी अ थ्रेट टू इंडियाज इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी? तो इन योर हेड यू शुड हैव सर्टेन थिंग्स वेरी क्लियर. आपको पूछा जाए व्हाट इज डार्कनेट, हाउ इज इट इंपैक्टिंग इंडियाज इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी, यू शुड बी एबल टू डिफाइन डार्कनेट, है ना. अब पूछा ही गया है व्हाट इज डार्कनेट, talk about some of its features, some of the tools: Tor.onion domain, multiple layer of encryption which ensures anonymity. Why regulating darknet is difficult, है ना. उसमें बाकी सारी चीजें आप बता पाओगे, बट इंपॉर्टेंट इज privacy paradox वाला कॉन्सेप्ट भी समझाना पड़ेगा. Then how can it hamper India's internal security? That's very important. Your syllabus mentions internal security. You should be able to deal with that. So then what is the way forward? अब देखो way forward में ना, एक तो है we being able to handle things at darknet level. Handle things at darknet level means our authorities, our agencies, our security agencies should also be there on dark web, should have ability. अब देखो multiple layers of encryption है, agreed, but there are security agencies in the world which are, after a lot of processing with the latest technologies, are able to even identify the issues there. So we have to have our authorities need to have the technological capabilities, the quality of human resource, and the kind of authorization from government. Like China mein, US mein, authorities have clear authorization from government to deal with problems being created on darknet. That authorization is missing. So our agencies, our investigative agencies should have the technical know-how, the tools, and the human resource, plus government backing, legal authorization to take action on the activities at the darknet. We are not saying ban darknet. We are saying वहां पे साइबर फ्रॉड के लिए ग्रुप्स बने ना, या आप भी एक अकाउंट बना के घुसो ना, वहां ट्रैक करो क्या हो रहा है. गवर्नमेंट एजेंसी शुड आल्सो बी देयर सो दैट प्रॉपर एक्शन. एंड दिस इज वन इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट दैट वी नीड टू. तो मैंने क्या बोला है, जैसे whenever it comes to some technology related thing, a few things that you should always keep in mind. What does India need to do? India needs to improve its infrastructure. India needs to improve R&D in the sector. India needs to improve human resource. है ना. ये सब करने हमें डार्कनेट से डील करने के लिए आर agencies, not everyone, but our agencies need to be improving all these things, getting ability to handle these things. Then इन जनरल देखो, आपको अभी मैंने साइबर सिक्योरिटी डिटेल में पढ़ाया नहीं है, पढ़ा दिया क्या? नहीं, लेफ्ट विंग एक्सट्रीमिज्म पढ़ा है. बट व्हेन वी विल स्टडी साइबर सिक्योरिटी वाला टॉपिक इन जनरल, वी विल सी दैट देयर आर इश्यूज विथ आर साइबर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. तो वन वे फॉरवर्ड में सजेशन दैट यू विल राइट इन here is improving cyber infrastructure. There are issues with the obsolete nature of our acts and policies. हमारा cyber security policy 2013 was framed at a time when artificial intelligence did not have that big a role, when cryptocurrency was not that huge thing. मुझे याद है 2012 में जब when I was a software engineer, one of my friends told me, friends क्या, वो मेरे mentor थे, संतोष क्रिप्टो में इन्वेस्ट कर दे. And Bitcoin was not this expensive at that time. And I was like, अरे यार मुझे 2-3 साल काम करना है, फिर I want to prepare for civil services, मुझे इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं थी. अभी that person is by crypto investment has been, but it was not that big a thing. Crypto investment nahi karna, I'm not suggesting that, but he was lucky that at that time when crypto bitcoins were available at much lower prices, he was able to invest it at that time. और अभी उसकी values कुछ अलग ही चल रही है. One bitcoin is worth 70-80,000, कुछ ऐसा अमाउंट है. डॉलर्स ना, नहीं, हाँ हाँ, तो 70,000 dollars will be around 50 lakh rupees, no, है ना? हाँ, तो वही तो बोल रहा हूँ, 60-70,000 डॉलर्स कुछ वैसा हो. तो उस टाइम क्रिप्टो भी इतना पॉपुलर नहीं था, इतना कॉमन नहीं था. उस टाइम बनी है ये पॉलिसी. तो दीज पॉलिसीज नीड टू अपग्रेडेड, गेट अपग्रेडेड. और आईटी एक्ट वाज पास्ड इन द ईयर 2000. ईयर 2000 तक तो ना मैंने कंप्यूटर देखा नहीं था. हाँ, आई एम बीइंग सीरियस. मैंने प्रॉपर प्रोग्रामिंग या C++ ये तो मैंने कॉलेज में जाके ही किया था. 2000 में आई वाज इन परहैप्स क्लास 5 और क्लास 6. आई हैड नॉट सीन कंप्यूटर. आपकी जनरेशन में थिंग्स मे हैव चेंज्ड. मेरा थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ स्कूल. उस टाइम ये आईटी एक्ट आया था. तो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ इंप्रूवमेंट नीडेड. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, वी विल स्टडी दिस सेपरेटली अंडर साइबर सिक्योरिटी. यहाँ पे वी आर स्टडिंग डार्क वेब. उसमें वे फॉरवर्ड में क्या लिखना है? अपने अथॉरिटीज को स्ट्रेंथन करना, फिर जनरल चीजें, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इंप्रूव करना, अपने लॉज रेगुलेशंस इनको इंप्रूव करना, international cooperation. Why? Because a lot of these activities on darknet is happening internationally. Promote startups working on innovative cyber security solutions, so that we have private sector in India which has the ability, which has good quality hackers, which can help government, which create tools which can help government authorities to handle challenges emerging from darknet, and other initiatives like public awareness, education, etc. Now why this point? First point पे आते हैं. इसी में वे फॉरवर्ड में पहला पॉइंट जो था, it should have come at the end. Individual and organization need to adopt robust cyber security. जैसे how can like it's fine कि डार्क वेब पे कोई भी हमारा डेटा डाल सकता है, but how can 80 crore Indians personalize information get leaked from government authorities because they are not following robust cyber security policies? So our organizations, we as individuals, need to follow robust cyber security policies so that our data is not leaked, our system is not hacked. How does system get hacked? It gets hacked when you are not properly upgrading it all the time. Darknet pe the criminals are well organized. They would know, oh, Windows has this flaw, and most of the people have not yet updated their Windows. So hackers will target all those Windows devices which are not getting upgraded. It's because we do not follow robust cyber security practice. Robust cyber security practice means we regularly update password, we implement multi-factor authentication, we stay informed about the latest security threat, we keep our systems updated. These are certain other things that we need to follow in order to reduce the negative impact of darknet and dark web in our lives. Are we getting it? So with these things, a conclusion, what are we saying in conclusion? The implementation of above measures can strengthen India's defenses against threat emanating from dark web and create a safe and more secure digital environment for its citizens. So this is also a standard way of concluding. जब आपको कुछ भी conclusion में समझ में नहीं आता ना, तो आपने way forward तो लिखा ही है. बोलो कि अगर ये steps अच्छे से implement हुए, तो इंडिया जो जिस प्रॉब्लम्स के बारे में वे फॉरवर्ड लिख रहे हो उसको रिजॉल्व कर पाएगा और अपने सिटीजन्स को एक सेफ सिक्योर, यहाँ पे डिजिटल एनवायरनमेंट, बिकॉज वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डार्क वेब, सपोज एयर पोल्यूशन से रिलेटेड चीज लिखनी थी आपको, है ना, क्लीन एयर, वाटर पोल्यूशन से रिलेटेड कुछ लिख रहे थे, तो देयर सेफ एंड क्लीन वाटर, उस तरह से. तो दिस इज लाइक एज यू राइट, कीप राइटिंग मोर आंसर्स, you will understand different ways in which conclusion can be written, which can be average, above average good conclusions.